Merry Meet Witches. Hope you all had a enjoyable Thanksgiving if you did celebrate and were able to get together with family without putting yourself or anybody at risk. It seems like every day we put the news on this pandemic's getting worse and worse. So just try to do what you can to help protect yourself and your family. I'm Graybeard Crowfather again tonight, and I'm going to be going ahead and going over a item that everybody should have at some point in time for your use in your spell work and magical practice. And that object is the broom, or as it's commonly called, the besom. The history of the besom or the broom stems back to, longer than I can even remember to think. If you want to go back and look at the research and do the history, the brooms were typically just used in olden times just to sweep out the ashes of a fireplace. I don't have the exact point of origin when they actually started to become used as a tool by witches and Wiccans. Well, excuse me, not Wiccans, because there were no Wiccans back then, just witches for their magical practice. Funny fact is that the in the history of the broom, the first admitted person to use a broom in the area of witchcraft was a man, and he was actually tortured to get the confession out of him. If you do a little bit of research, you'll find that and take a look. You'll see that that's the case. It was in Paris, I believe, 1473, I believe was the date, somewhere around there. Anyway, the broom can be a great tool in doing your magical practice and using other things as well in what you may end up doing. One of the things that I've used it for mostly is when we are starting to do, or prior to starting a ritual, is I'll take the broom and I will sweep the area of where we're going to be, and you can actually use it to get that negative energy and clear that space. And as you do so, you can actually do a chant if you want of your own making, but one that I usually say is when I'm sweeping is negativity out, positivity in, negativity out, positivity in, and then we'll go all the way around the circle with it. And once we end up back at our starting point, then we'll lean the broom up against the altar for that time. You only need to use it that one time if you wish. If you would like to use it after your ritual is completed, you can use it and remove any remaining energy if you wish. I generally don't. I like that energy to linger after the ritual and spell work is complete. Just adds a little bit to that, magic that you're producing. One of the other uses of the broom is on Beltane or any actual type of hand fasting or wedding. You can actually use it for the bride and groom and hold it so that they can actually jump over it. It signifies good luck to come to that couple. And if you just excuse me for 1 second, I gotta go let a cat out of the room. Hang on one moment. So, atypical, like letting the cat out of the bag. I actually had to let the cat out of the bedroom because he was stuck in there and I heard him screaming. So anyways, back to the broom. So yeah, you can actually use the broom as a good luck symbol for having somebody jump over it, whether it's on Beltane or any type of hand fasting or rituals you like. If you think about the history of it, again, going back to that, a lot of people will typically portray a witch riding a broom as a means of transportation. Now that stems back from the time in the Puritans where the this is just a story. It's whether it's true or not, we'll never really know. Where the women would take this salve and rub it on the broomstick, and then get undressed and straddle the broomstick. And this salve supposedly had some type of a hallucinogenic type of effect on them. So these women would be running around with these brooms between their legs and pretty much getting, you know, pretty high or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't have any idea of what that actual salve is. I'm sure if you did the research, I just never took the time to find out what it was. Just going back on a little bit of the history of it. Now, you can use anything that you find that would be suitable for your broom, whether it's just a simple swatch from a tree with maybe a pine tree with enough needles on it. It looks like a broom. You can make your own broom if you have the skills and the talent, or you can purchase one online or at any metaphysical shop. Most will have some, or any of the pagan fairs or events that are going on. This one is handmade. They took the broom part, I can't think of the name of it right now, it's just escaping me, and bound it all together using some wire, and then took a nice piece of wood. I believe this is oak, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've had it, so I can't remember off the top of my head. And they did add a protective coating of some urethane on it. Very light though, you can't really tell because you can still feel the nice texture of the bark. And then just drill a hole through the end and put a little leather loop around it. Now what we have here in our home is we have this broom in our dining room over the entrance to from the dining room to the living room. We also have two small brooms about yay big on both our front door and our back door. And what those do is the brooms will help to keep and protect any negative energy or negative spells from entering your home. So if you have the means to, and you want to hang some up, by all means, hang them on your doors. You can hang them, we have ours hanging vertically on our door, both front and back, but you can hang them horizontally over the doors too, and that will also help to protect your home from any negative energy or negative spells. That is mainly what we use our brooms for, is protection of the home, clearing out of negative energy, and for good luck. There are multiple other uses. You'll delve deeper into that as you go along in your practice, but for now, that's enough to get you started and actually get you on the path down the road. So, for your homework, if you have the time between now and, let's see, today's Wednesday. I know I was supposed to do a video on Friday, but it was just crazy because of all the holiday stuff going on. So I will do a video on this coming Friday. Go out and see if there's a broom that you can get. Even if you got to go to a antique store or a thrift store, you'll find a lot of homemade type brooms that are out there like that, and they're relatively cheap. A real like a crafted handmade one can run you in the area of $45 to $55 depending. If you go online and search witch brooms, there are lots of sites. I've seen them on Etsy. I know that there's a couple of companies up in New England that make them, or maybe even local artisans that would be willing to make one for you too if you can find the right people. So again, you don't have to spend money to buy one. If you want to, take the time to make one of your own, like this, you can do it. It's not very hard. It's just a little bit time consuming, so you'd have to take the time. But then again, anything that you make yourself is going to go ahead and add that extra, power and oomph to your practice because you made it and you put the intent and will into it. So it'll, give you that extra, little lift that you might be looking for. So, or go ahead and grab one off of a tree. But remember, if you're going to take something from a tree, always ask permission first to do so. And more often than not, you'll have no problem with that. So, that being said, everybody have a good evening. Graybeard Crowfather signing off. Everyone stay safe and stay healthy. Blessed be.